Okay guys, so doing a real quick video here. My name's Dave, this is Tech Harness. These guys are not a sponsor, it's just the only computer related, nerd related shirt that I have, and I thought I would go ahead and do it. If you guys have any need for anything that's repair that you personally just can't take care of as far as your desktops, laptops, cell phones, I don't know what else they would do. Cameras are a pain in the butt to fix. Don't bring them cameras, just buy another. I realize it costs $700. Be more careful with it. Those things are... Anyways, go ahead. Go to Ubreak iFix. They may have one in your local area. They are fantastic to deal with, and their customer service is top-notch. Anyways, these guys aren't a sponsor, so let's stop talking about them. What I want to talk about today is actually the laptop that I have. The one that I actually do my editing for videos on, and will be doing editing for my videos on because I've done other YouTube channels. It is an HP 15-F233WM model laptop. It's got a dual-core, dual-thread Intel Celeron processor. Not fancy. And an Intel, I believe, 7 series HD graphics. It's not anything super fancy. It's not anything that's gonna, go through and play, Far Cry. It's not gonna happen. But what I am able to do with it is some minor video editing, running some virtual machines. I can get 2 of them without any noticeable problem. The other thing I'm able to do is play things like CSGO and Ghost in the Shell. And I enjoy it. It's fun. It takes care of that little itch. And Minecraft, of course, because what doesn't run Minecraft? But I had a problem. There was no ACPI compatibility support. I didn't know what to do because I hate Windows 10. There are guys out there that love Windows 10, and that's great. I'm glad that you enjoy Windows 10. And there's some features that I really would like to use that Windows 10 does provide. But at the spec that I have with 4 gigs of RAM and a Celeron-based 1.6 gigahertz processor, it really bogs down the system. Windows 7, on the other hand, I was able to get it on there, but it took a little maneuvering to make that work. To get that to work, what I had to do was take the hard drive out of the laptop. You're just going to disassemble it from the bottom up. You take out the screws that are on the bottom, flip it over, gently take a spudger, run along the edge of where the keyboard is, take out the screws there, take a spudger around the edge, and you actually have access to that hard drive, remove some ribbon cables, and you're set. Hot Dodger, Roger Dodger, you're good to go. The thing that kind of was a pain, I had to take the hard drive, put it inside of one of my desktop computers. My desktop computers aren't anything fancy and brand new. The newest one is from 2008. So, not the highest end of anything. But what it allowed me to do was plug that SATA hard drive from the laptop into the desktop, run the install. When it got to the point where it's going to do its first restart, I shut down the system after it had done its reboot, and I was able to move the hard drive over, finish the install on the laptop. It complained and whined and moaned, but it worked, and I've been able to make it work twice on 2 of these models of laptops. Small, sample set, but I don't see any reason why you should have problems. Then go off and find the drivers specifically for those chipsets for the Ethernet. Take the hard drive out again. Don't screw it together if you're doing this. You're going to hate yourself. Put it in there onto the desktop again and manually copy and paste the drivers into the hard drive there and then go back to the computer. Then you're able to pretty much just shut it all up and run the install. I would highly recommend, though, because of how moving hard drives can be kind of taxing on Windows and how all of that works, that you not seal your computer until you have Ethernet support. Then go off and take another piece of software done by Slimware, which is Slim Drivers. Run Slim Drivers with your Ethernet cable plugged in, and it will find everything that you're needing to do. It'll give you all of the manufacturer drivers. It's not any weird, hey, you're missing computer drivers and you're not going to get things to work. So yeah, just run our tool and oh, sweet, 30 seconds later you're done. This is going to be a process. It took me about 2 hours per laptop to manually install all of the drivers that were necessary. It's just what it is. Then I'm able to finish the installation, everything's booting up, and I'm running a nice, solid Windows 7 system with no problems. But it comes down to, what's this ACPI? Well, the ACPI compatibility, I'll go into in another video, is necessary for Windows 7 to operate. Well, there's a driver update from September of 2016. It's revision, I think it's revision 29. It's 29 revision A. F29 revision A. Anyways, I'll stop rambling. That BIOS update actually has ACPI compatibility. The reason why you're having to remove the hard drive, though, is because there are no drivers with this model. If you're using this model that I listed, there's no driver support in Windows 7 stock. Video drivers are going to get working because those are just normal. Your keyboard and your mouse are going to work. They're not going to have any of their nice little, expand and auto scroll and all the synaptic drivers that you need to actually get that working. Nothing fancy is going to be working. You don't even have USB support. It's a cluster of problems. But once you get that thing running, I am personally very happy with Windows 7 running on a computer that came with Windows 10, or in some people's cases, Windows 8 stock. Now, if you have the Windows 8 or Windows 10 version of this computer, you're going to need to go into the BIOS after you've done the BIOS update. There's an easy tool on HP's website for the BIOS update. You run that tool, and it reboots and does all of its jazz, and you've got support. The other side to that, though, is that you have to then go in, hit your F10 when the computer boots up, so this way you can go back into the BIOS and turn on legacy support. You're going to need the legacy support. Once you have your computer back up and running, and you're running Windows 10, you are in paradise. What caused me, though, to want to have to figure out how to get this ACPI compatibility issue resolved? Well, not only was it Windows 7, but I like having a specific Realtek driver, chipset that I have for the PCI Mini that supports Bluetooth, because I use a Bluetooth mouse. I wasn't able to use that. So that started my adventure, because it won't allow me to put an unauthorized chipset in there. Well, with this update for the BIOS from September of 2016, I'm able to actually use that chip as well. So I kind of got like this nice, broad, I'm a happy camper moment, and I'm never running any updates at all, ever again. It's not happening. As far as the Windows 10 side, though, won't Windows 7 automatically update to Windows 10? Well, there are a few little hot fixes that are out there that people have made that can help you to stay at that, but eventually you're going to wind up having that battle that you just don't want to have. Windows 7 is being phased out by Microsoft. With the addition of the Ryzen and the Kaby Lake processor structures, we're really getting to a point where Windows 7 isn't invited to the party anymore. Microsoft's not going to provide support for those driver sets, for the features that are there. And that doesn't mean that you can't run Windows 7 on it, but it's really getting to a point where it's not going to easily be feasible unless you're nerdy enough to figure it out. And that's where it kind of gets heartbreaking, because I personally don't like Windows 10, but I can live with it. But do we have to live with it? As the consumer, is that something that we really should have to live with? Fortunately, because of how these companies operate, there's not many options that we have. And that really, honestly, that really sucks for us. So moving to something like Linux in the near future may be something that we have to consider. All right, guys, I'm Dave from Tech Harness. Down in the description below will be something related to this. I don't know. We're just gonna kind of fly with it. Maybe a cool computer component that I've been dying to get, or some form of I/O that I would love to have. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. You guys can see what keyboard I want to have. We're gonna do keyboards. I would love to have a mechanical keyboard. That'd be fantastic. Anyways, guys, I'm Dave. This is Tech Harness. Strap yourselves in to those chairs because we're gonna have a wild ride coming up here pretty soon. Thank you.